Opened in 1964, Phoenix Raceway hosted IndyCar races for more than 40 consecutive years and later added the Copper World Classic in 1977. From there, it was only a matter of time until NASCAR brought the Cup Series here for the first time in 1988. Alan Kulwicki's first career win came in that race, and he celebrated with a now famous Polish victory lap that many drivers still utilize today. Through its history, the 1-mile oval has always been defined by its asymmetrical turns and dogleg, which was implemented in part because of the natural terrain of the area. With different progressive banking at each end of the track as well, Phoenix is often a favorite track of drivers for the challenges that they face in setting up their cars and maximizing their performance. Although its backstretch dogleg already made it one of the more unique ovals in America, the track's latest renovation, which was completed in 2018, made it even more unique. The start-finish line was moved between the former Turn 2 and the dogleg, fundamentally changing how drivers would approach each lap, while the former front-stretch grandstand was removed in favor of expanding seating closer to the new start-finish line. The shift also led to a reconfiguration of pit road. This layout meant the NASCAR Cup Series debut in November of 2018 and began hosting NASCAR's championship weekend with the 2020 season. Tonight, it's the championship round of the Vigilante Racing League, and it's next on HBR TV. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the virtual Phoenix Raceway for the championship race of the Vigilante Racing League. Let's take a look at the race details tonight. 150 laps the race distance, 77-degree ambient temperatures, nice and dry out here in the desert, 32% humidity, partly cloudy skies, a little breezy, 11 miles per hour. Track temperature down to 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Drivers with a 65% fuel load tonight, 3 sets of tires over the wall, not a fast repair in sight, and 1 green-white checkered finish on the table if necessary. Practice just about wrapped up here at the Speedway. Tim Pope, your fastest at a 26:7:32. Just over a minute left in the session. Now, I know Veterans Day was this past Monday, but this is our first race since then, so that's what we're going with. We've got the Veterans Day logo here in the bottom right corner of the screen. That'll be up all race long. Keep in mind that as we see some of these paint schemes here tonight, they're going to have some special schemes to look out for. We'll try to keep track of that. Also want to make note here with just about 40 seconds left in the session. Here's our standings for the championship coming into tonight. Numbers no longer matter, except for the 4 drivers eligible. Tim Pope, Alan Vaught, Dylan Bryant, and Larry Dickerson. Only going to be 1 champion after this tonight. And if you're trying to track those drivers throughout the race, keep an eyeball on the timing tower. You'll see drivers with the yellow number are your championship 4. They are eligible to win the title this evening, so that's where they will run, and that's how you can find them. They also see a red designation. That's Lori Vaught. She's actually race control here tonight, but she'll show up in the tower occasionally. Don't be concerned about what's going on there, but that's why it's there. That closes out the session. And we'll get right into qualifying here. Looks like it might be Greg Klein, the first driver, to take some time here. Klein rolling down pit lane. Decline on the clock, lap 1. Klein fourth quick, and he's going to throw away lap 2 as he gets into the fence here. 27-13 is Craig Goodenough, top of the board. 26-695 down the backstretch here. We'll see if he can pick it up on lap 2. Does not pick up, but he's still top of the board. Larry Dickerson, one of our Championship 4 drivers, a 27-11 first lap. We'll see if Larry can pick up the pace. Meanwhile, Tim Pope picks it up. He goes top of the board, 26-589 for the 7. Dickerson, lap 2, picks up as well. No positions gained with a 27-077. Kyle Vaught in the Navy, number 16 from High Point, North Carolina. 27-194 his first lap. Crosses the stripe, finishes up second lap. Big jump, P6, 26-8-9 4. Yes, I threw in a 9er. Alan Vaught, also out of North Carolina, in the number 33. Goes fourth quick his first lap. We'll see if he's got a threat for the pole here. Vaught also with a Veterans Day scheme on his Silverado tonight. So Vaught finishes up. Doesn't pick up on lap 2, 26-955. Kelly Cool in the 01. (27-4-81), 21st quick out, lap number 1. (13th), 27-015 for Kelly Cool. Andrew Cawthon out there now. About a minute left in the session. Got a couple of chatters already. TA Auto Sports. We had Edson Ochoa and Your Belly's Ready? Am I reading that right? Your Belly's Ready and saying hello. I already ate dinner, so I'm good. But hello back. Cawthon goes 27-152, first lap, 17th quick. Gonna give it a go here, lap 2. Hopefully get it in here. Should have plenty of time. 24 seconds left. Bunch of drivers haven't taken a time at all. Basically the 24th spot on down. As Cawthon goes into the top 10 at 26-903. That may be it for qualifying. I think everybody's got their times in for those that are going to take a time. So that'll wrap it up. So with that, let's take a look at it. Our starting grid on the pole position with a lap time of 26.589 seconds. Championship 4 driver, it's the 7, Timothy Pope. Outside front row, missed it by just over a tenth of a second. Shows you the blistering lap that Pope threw down. It's Craig Goodenough. Row number 2 in the 6, it's Trevor Robertson and Alan Vaught, another championship driver. Row 3, it's Andrew Player and Dustin Eaton. Row 4, Kyle Vaught, Andrew Cawthon. Row 5, it'll be Scott Roney and George Rincon. Starting 11th is the 53 of Jeremiah Burke. Jason Gaines will be to his outside. Dylan Bryant, Championship 4 driver, will start 13th. Kelly Kuhl, 14th. Ricky Wittenberg will start 15th. And to his outside, their 4th driver in the championship contention, it's a 69, Larry Dickerson. Greg Klein will start 17th. David Feet, hopefully I'm saying it right, the driver of the 1, starts 18th. John Gallagher, 19th. 20th goes to Mike Everidge. 21st, Kevin Hunt. Greg Dobson will roll 22nd. Jacob Young, 23rd. 24th, Mike Adamson. John Curtis, 25th. Jonathan Osborne, 26th. Sean McDonald, 27th. Dave Mayberry, 28th. 29th goes to John McAdam. Lori Vaught is here in a race admin role tonight, so that'll move Darby Marioff to 30th. Russ Kilgore, 31st. And 32nd will be Chandler Paul. It's your starting grid here from Phoenix Raceway, the championship round of the VRL Racing League. So the field sits on pit lane here. They've all gridded up, ready to get going here. And I've been corrected about your belly's ready. I like that one better, but I'm told it's your bill is ready. Base truck rolls, as does the rest of the field. Just let everybody know here, we're going to take an extra lap of caution here before we get underway. We're going to extend the yellow. And the second lap will be a silent lap in respect to Veterans Day. Again, race distance tonight, 150 laps. 76-degree air temperature, 34% humidity, partly cloudy skies, 13-mile-per-hour breeze. Track temperature, 77 degrees. 65% fuel load, 3 sets of tires over the wall, no fast repairs, and 1 green-white checkered attempt if it comes down to it. This is to settle it here tonight, folks. It's going to be a good one. And once again, to pay homage to Veterans Day, we're going to take this lap in silence.
Called it off.
Thank you, everybody, for that. We're going to go our third lap under caution here. We'll be green the next time by. Everybody getting those temperatures heated up here. The fluids warm. Getting ready to go racing here at Phoenix Raceway. Two by two, all the way back. 32 cars, or trucks that is, on the grid. Ready to go racing for 150 laps here in the desert. Base truck is in. Field getting into the old turn 1. No more. Now it's 3 and 4. Green flag is in the air. We're underway from Phoenix Raceway. The final race of the season is on. Pope leads him down. Out in front, Alan Vaught jumps to the second spot, at least for now, battling with Craig Goodenough for that second position. They're in turns 3 and 4, side by side. The 33 of Vaught on the bottom, the 89 of Goodenough up top. Both those drivers running Veterans Day schemed trucks. Still battling side by side. Alan Vaught wanting that second spot. Meanwhile, Tim Pope taking full advantage of that battle as it continues. He's able to build some distance between the two of them, but Vaught decides he's going to tuck in behind, not let that be the case. So Craig Goodenough will hang on to the second spot for the time being. Pope's lead getting smaller and smaller. Craig Goodenough closing the gap. It's about 2/10 as they work the back straightaway. Goodenough has shown pace in the races that we have covered so far this late in the season. He's been fast. Clearly a competitor out there. Put it on the front row. Able to hold pace, at least for the time being, with the 7 of Tim Pope. Further back into the top 5, we got the 6 of Trevor Robinson ahead of Dustin Eaton. This is the battle for the 4th spot. Eaton in the number 14, Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. Eaton with a Veterans Day scheme, it looks as well. He's very red, white, and blue. Greg Klein taking the shortcut through the dogleg. The system thought we were going into pit lane here, but the 92 just running his line. Klein also sporting a U.S. Navy scheme. Very good looking truck. Checking on Dylan Bryant, Championship 4 contender, running back in the 16th spot, now battling with Klein for that 15th position. Bryant's lost a couple spots since the drop of the green flag, but maintaining and starting to build back. Meanwhile, the 023 of Scott Roney goes to the inside of Kelly Cool. Cool up the racetrack and lose the position. Roney looking for more as reels in Larry Dickerson. Checking back in the battle up front, Tim Pope starting to put some distance between himself and the 89 machine. Tire temperatures coming up, tire pressures coming up, handling becoming a little bit better. Pope settling into a groove here at the front of the field. So top 3 right now, Pope, Goodenough, and Vaught. And Trevor Robertson running in 4th, Dustin Eaton 5th. Everybody minding their P's and Q's for the time being. Andrew Player running back in P6. Now, I know this is a red, white, and blue scheme, and it's a thank you, veterans, but I can't help but when I look at this thing, I just picture the AMC Javelin of the 70s in the Trans Am series. It's a Penske Racing race car, but either way, good-looking truck. Jeremiah Burke and George Rincon side by side for position. This for the 8th spot. Hard left turn, shortcutting that dogleg all the way down to the exit of pit lane. Can't keep it pinned down to the yellow line though. Slides up the track, still side by side with the 28 of Rincon. Burke drops it down to the bottom, is clear now. Might see a crossover from Rincon. Gets the nose there just a bit. Not willing to relinquish the spot just yet. So Burke gets clear, takes the 8th spot from Rincon. Kyle Vaughn running back in the 10th position in the number 16 Navy machine. A couple of Navy trucks out there tonight. Larry Dickerson now making a move on Jason Gaines. Gaines in the 83. Dickerson, he's running a very patriotic scheme himself, but I'm pretty sure he's been running this one for a while. Either way, sharp-looking truck. Dickerson now in the 11th spot. He's made some forward progress since the start of the race, up 5 positions. Slow and steady, though. Again, points not on the line tonight. It's just a matter of who finishes where. Again, if you guys are just joining us late here, if you look at the timing tower, look at the numbers on the left of the driver name. Most of them are colored white. The Championship 4 drivers, their number is yellow, so that's how you keep track of them tonight. As we got a change for the 2nd spot. Alan Vaught getting clear of Craig Goodenough, or not quite. Close. On the bottom now. It's Goodenough. He's going to lose the spot. Might lose 2 here is the 6 of Robertson. Starting to apply some pressure as well. He tucks in behind at least for the time being. But Alan Vaught clear up into the 2nd spot. Setting his sights now on Timothy Pope. So through that battle, you see how Pope was able to extend that lead even further. Comfortably out in front now by about 1.3 seconds. Tim Pope can just take care of his stuff here, keep turning solid, consistent laps. Last time by, still quicker than Vaught, 27.94 to Allen's 28 flat. 20 laps in the books. Craig Goodenough still running in the 3rd position, but Trevor Robertson still there. Now takes a peek to the inside. Just down into turn 1. Side by side they roll. Fuel window tonight between lap 45 and lap 49. Somewhere in that mix, we should start to see trucks hit pit lane. Again, working with a 65% fuel load tonight. That's going to make it awful tight. You might see some guys, if this goes green all the way to the end, if they can get to lap 49, even with those extra caution laps, they might be able to make this a two-stop race. But if they're stuck in the middle there on the average of about 47 laps, they're definitely going to have to make that one final stop, and it's going to come late. Let's just do some quick math here. If we run green all the way to the end, you could see that final pit stop in the final 10 laps. I can't see anybody putting tires on with that little amount of time left in the race. It's probably going to be splashes and goes, but maybe you've got somebody with a gamble. Maybe they're going to try and bolt on a set of 4 at that very last stop. Maybe they pit a little bit sooner than 10 to go just so they can utilize the tires. There's a whole lot of options available to these guys in that instance. I know we're only 26 laps in, but you got to think ahead. The race teams do it. We got to do it here in the booth as well. Trying to make a little bit of a guessing game out of what the plan may be for these drivers, strategy-wise. They run pretty good. And we're 26 laps in here at Phoenix Raceway. No caution to speak of, knock on wood. Still watching this battle between Craig Goodenough and Robertson. On board with the 89. Robertson trying to take a look to the inside. Just reminding Craig that, yep, I'm still here. Looking at the lap times here, last time by, they both ran identical laps, 28-27 each. Which, honestly, if you think about that, Trevor Robertson, if he's running the exact same lap, he's probably a tick faster because he's kind of being held up by the 89 right now. Might only be a tenth or so, if even that. But I bet in clean air, that 6 truck would probably be able to drop some faster lap times. Back out front, Tim Pope still comfortably leading this race, 1.6 seconds back to the 33 of Alan Vaught. Alan's matching Tim's lap times too, within about 100th of a second. Tim ran a 28.18, Alan Vaught a 28.19. That's last trip around start finish. Still this battle for third. Not real aggressive right now. Robertson almost seems somewhat content just riding the tire tracks, and Craig Goodenough maybe learn a little bit, maybe just see the tendencies of the 89. We know the 89 of Goodenough is fast. Robertson's no slouch himself, though. Switches it up, though. Goes a late entry, goes high. See what kind of exit he gets. Not much of one. Still a truck length, maybe 2 back from the 89. Meanwhile, Andrew Player in 5th. Looks like he's starting to reel these guys in. Indeed, last lap for Player, a whole 10th quicker than Trevor Robertson. Check out our championship 4 again. Larry Dickerson up to 9th. And look at this. Dylan Bryant hounding him as well, up to 10th. So all 4 championship drivers into the top 10 here. 32 laps complete from Phoenix Raceway. Greg Klein running in the 15th spot, still up a couple of positions, still ahead there of Kelly Cool and John Gallagher. Take another look here at another Veterans Day paint scheme. We got the 93 of Jason Gaines. It's a Sim Magic sponsored vehicle, but very patriotic, beautiful paint scheme. Really like that. This guy's put in some work this week on these trucks. Well, before we get too deep into pit stop territory, let's try and go through the field a bit. Look at some of these paint schemes. Not everybody's got a special one, but they might be special to them. Either way, Tim Pope out in front with his familiar scheme with the Priest on the side. Really is a good-looking truck. Alan Vaught in the 33. Alan running second. Craig Goodenough from the outside pole running in third. Got the Bass Pro paint scheme with the stars and stripes on board. Looks like Trevor Robertson's still in Halloween mode, but that's okay. It's still a cool truck. Major player we talked about early on, looking kind of like the AMC Javelin from back in the day. Dustin Eaton, Team Orangutan, but red, white, and blue nonetheless. Andrew Coffin, Phoenix Racing, some more red, white, and blue. Stars and stripes on the front. Another great looking machine. Jeremiah Burke, All-Star Racing number 53. Larry Dickerson, again, I think this is his normal paint scheme, but man, it's a good looking one. American Bald Eagle on the side. Just menacing. Dylan Bryant, the Man of Steel. Dylan running in the 10th position. George Rincon, 11th, the number 28 Goodweiser machine. Kyle Vaught, the Navy colors on board. That paint scheme reminds me of the 1991 Daytona 500. Yes, I'm dating myself. I'll say it. I am 42 years old, folks. I remember it. In fact, I went back and watched it on YouTube the other night just because I was that kind of bored. I highly recommend. Jason Gaines in 13th. Again, another stars and stripes scheme. Really just a clean looking truck. Beautiful. Greg Klein in 19. I'm sorry, the 92 running 14th. The Navy on board. Klein, a Navy veteran, at least according to the tailgate. Scout Roney with the Fireball colors. I wouldn't necessarily, this is Veterans Day related, but I'd be willing to bet there's plenty of veterans that enjoy the Fireball. Kelly Cool, the Mother energy drink. I haven't heard of it, but if it's legit, I might want to try that, seeing as how I don't really sleep much. John Gallagher in 17th, the 1-2-3 kid over here, but stars and stripes nonetheless. Red, white, and blue all over the place as Mike Adamson goes to the inside. He's also sporting patriotic scheme. Adamson takes over the 17th spot. Ricky Wittenberg in 19th. Kevin Hunt. This is cool, and I think this scheme almost might have been spawned from that 91 Daytona 500. It's still the STP colors, but you got the blue camo mixed in. A great play on that. Looks good. Jonathan Osborne with the Daystar 81. David Feet. He's got the red, white, blue fireworks on board. Dave Mayberry in the number 29. Blue Fox Properties, more stars and stripes. Sean McDonald to the inside. He's out of Canada, but we won't hold it against him, though. Still a good-looking truck. Kelly Cool in the pits. Some pit stops underway. Lori's helping me out here with some pronunciations. It's David Feit. I'm just pronouncing it wrong. Thanks, Lori, for helping us out there. Mike Everidge, number 82. He's got the flag on the back. Eagle on the hood. Can't go wrong. John McAdam. Valvoline's kind of patriotic, if you ask me. I don't think we missed everybody. Pit stops kind of got in the way of that, but that's okay. Back out front, though, Tim Pope has extended his lead to 1.8 seconds over Alan Vaught. Greg Goodenough runs third. Robertson now fourth. Player fifth. Green flag stops. About to really get started. We've got a couple that have taken the opportunity already. Coming down, looks like began about lap 43, then lap 45. Klein and Kuhl came down lap 42. Expected the fuel window to between 45 and 49. Doesn't mean that they're wrong in this. They just might be saying, I don't want to stretch this. I don't want to save fuel. I want to just make sure I get my 3 stops, take the tires as I need them, and then just get back out there and run this thing out. Guys that are shooting for a 2-stop race, the only downside is you leave a set of tires over the wall if you do that. It's not to say that's the bad way to do it, because you're on pit lane one less time. Some drivers in pit lane here: Andrew Player, Jeremiah Burke, Mike Everidge, Russ Kilgore. Some of these drivers already completing their pit work. Alan Vaught, though, from the front. He's going to hit pit road right now. Vaught into the pit box. Right side tires going on. Crew around to the left. Sunoco race fuel going in. 4 tires in fuel for Vaught. Going to likely be the plan for just about everybody out here tonight. Race leader Tim Pope pulls off the racetrack. Gives Dickerson the top spot. Dylan Bryant now second. Rincon third. Kyle Vaught fourth. And Roney fifth. Keep an eye on the pit stop for Tim Pope. Cautiously into the pit box. Another 4 tire change. Pope down and away. Good pit stop. 14.78 seconds for Tim Pope. Alan Vaught just a touch faster, though, at 14.28. See if that was enough to get him the lead back as everybody cycles through. We'll see. Dylan Bryan in the pits. Larry Dickerson rolling down pit road as well. Greg Dobson will take over the race lead. He still needs to make his pit stop. And the caution comes out while Dickerson's in pit lane. This could work out good for him if he stays in a lead lap. He's going to leave pit road here after 4 tires in fuel. Where's the race leader? Dobson just coming to pit lane. Then it's Alan Vaught. Dickerson leaving pit road. This actually works out pretty well for Dickerson. And that pace truck's got some game. So Dickerson completing his pit work just as the caution comes out. It's almost like a free stop. Curious, though, this may trap some guys a lap down here. We'll have to see how everything cycles back through. Alan Vaught did indeed take over the top spot from Tim Pope with that lightning fast pit stop. Want to look at the pit lane time as well. Tim Pope came down, made his stop. Total pit lane time was 54.97 seconds. Alan Vaught was 53.58. So that's a lot of track position gain, just simply getting in and off pit road quickly. And then you got a half-second faster pit stop on top of it. That's what gained the lead for Alan Vaught. I think the admins might be trying to figure out the proper lineup right now, because it shows Dickerson behind the pace car, but Vaught listed as the race leader. I'm wondering if they're just going to have to wave around the 69. Dickerson now classified 12th. So right now, you see where Alan Vaught is. He's listed as the race leader, and I believe at this point that would be correct. See all those drivers in front of him. I'm anticipating most, if not all, will get the wave around here. Yep, there it is. We're on the one to go. That's when that wave around happens. So Dickerson's going to roll. George Rincon, Mike Adamson, Wittenberg. Yeah, so these guys will get caught up to the tail. And Rhett Arnell asking a great question. Why do we have a caution? Usually I'm pretty good about that, but
Okay, they called it off.
I'm pretty well medicated right now, so let's see what's going on here. This was possibly the reason for the caution. Let's see what we have. Yep, 42. Just loses it. I don't know if there was just an issue there. Contemplating pit lane, saw it coming up quick, realized, oh no, I'm going to miss it. Stood on the brakes and around it went. That's at least how it looks from this perspective. But nothing serious by any means. Darby Marioff. Lazy spin, back in action. Joe Canella says, sorry all, still not feeling great. Let's go All-Star Racing. You and me both, brother. It certainly takes a whole lot less energy to sit here and talk than it does to drive these things. So they waved off the restart. We're going to try this again here. Pace truck lights have gone out again. Alan Vaught, Tim Pope going to lead them back to the line. It looks like Tim Pope has some nose damage. I'm not sure where that came from. I don't believe he had that on the pit stop. So we'll see if that's going to affect the handling on that number 7 machine. He's going to restart to the outside. We got Alan English in the chat. Great job as always, HBR TV. Great job. Thanks, Alan. I do appreciate that. Certainly try. Green flag in the air. Vaught hammered down. Craig Goodenough right in behind. Takes a look to the inside. Tim Pope up the racetrack. I don't know if he just got a bad start or if that front end damage is starting to cause issues already. We'll have to keep a close eye on the 7. He slips back to the 3rd spot. Goodenough's going to inherit 2nd spot. Here comes the 6 of Robertson. Now looking to the inside for 3rd as well. And Jeremiah Burke in the 53 all over the back of the 6 now. Man, I love this place. Robertson loses the spot to Burke. Burke up into the 4th position now. Robertson, little wiggle off turn 2. Oh, one truck in the wall. It's the 023. Scott Roney in trouble. Hard impact off turn number 2. We stay green. I don't have an indicator, so I'm just going to rewind it. That was a big hit for the 023 of Scott Roney. Not sure if he had help. It's to the outside. Oh, just loose, and overcorrects. Tank slaps and hits the wall. Tough break for Roney. Meanwhile, while we were watching that, Craig Goodenough has taken over the top spot. Started outside front row, and he's back out in front. Tim Pope continues to struggle. Here's the pass for the race lead just a moment ago. See, Goodenough gets to the inside on entry to turn 3. Just sets it up perfect. Shortcuts the dog leg, and there you have it. So Goodenough checking out. 1.1 back to second and third. Alan Vaught, Jeremiah Burke. Burke makes a move to the inside. He wants the second spot. 2 potential spoilers here at the front of the field. Alan Vaught, though, still in the championship position. Next closest competitor is the 51 of Dylan Bryant. As far as championship drivers are concerned, Larry Dickerson running 7th. And Tim Pope, that front end damage really hurting him. He has slipped back to 13th, and the 42 spins again, hits the wall to the inside off turn 2. We stay green again. Pretty significant left front damage to the 42 of Darby Marioff. Likely going to have to make a trip to pit road here if he's going to be on pace with everybody else. We'll see if he opts to come down. Yeah, there it is. So Craig Goodenough, 1.6 plus 1.7. Back to now, Jeremiah Burke. Burke making hay already here, putting some distance between him and Vaught. Meanwhile, Dylan Bryant gets a piece of the wall on corner exit in turn 2. Complexion of this race has changed significantly since this restart. Looked to be the Tim Pope show in the first third of it for sure, but something happened with the 7. We didn't catch what it was. It wasn't part of the caution. I don't know if it had something to do with a checkup under yellow. He didn't see it. I know there was a lot of trucks that had checked up at one point during that yellow. We were trying to figure out who was going to get the wave around, who wasn't. It's my only guess. Sometimes it's easier to avoid the wrecks at speed than it is under yellow. Dylan Bryant making some moves again, looking to the inside. No, Vaught slams the door. Bryant taking a peek again. He'll shortcut the dog leg pretty good here to the inside. Vaught keeps it up top. He's going to lose the spot. Bryant, third place for now, but crossing over is the 33. Robertson giving the 13 of Andrew Player a bit of a shot before they get into turn 3. Robertson up the track. Might have been too late on the turn in. I thought he was going to get it in the fence there. Looks like he was able to avoid it. How hot did he get that right front tire? Checking in on Tim Pope again. He's back to P15. Let's ride on board with Pope, see if we can catch what kind of handling issues he's really having here. Loose on entry. Not always a bad thing. Gets the wall there on exit. Now it seems to slip up the racetrack a little bit. He's got his hands full. So Tim Pope running in the 15th spot. Let's look at his lap times here. Pope's last time by, we'll see an update here as he crosses start-finish. So 28:37 the last time. Race leaders are running 27:86, 27:97, 27:83. Joe Canellis in the chat. He's right. Hope needs a caution. Little battle in behind him, though. Kelly Cool, Russ Kilgore. Kilgore in the 2. It's really impressive to watch the different lines these trucks can take here, especially through the open dogleg at Phoenix. You could have 60, 80 feet from one truck to the next, left to right. One's a bit of a shortcut, one maintains a faster speed. You kind of equal out when you come back together in most cases, unless you can really nail that shortcut. Alan Vaught hanging out of the 5th position here ahead of Andrew Player, Trevor Robertson, but the championship contenders ahead of him are Dylan Bryant and Larry Dickerson. Bryant running 3rd. I know it's way early, but as we always say, if the race were to end now, Dylan Bryant would be your champion. But the good news is we're just about halfway. We're not done yet. Lots can change. Derek Welch saying hey in the chat. What's going on, Derek? Thanks for saying hello. Meanwhile, checking on the leader again. He's just on a Sunday drive here. Clicking off laps, 3.2 seconds ahead of the 53 of Jeremiah Burke. I thought Burke was going to try and run him down. Seemed like he had the pace, but he's running about 0.2 a lap slower right now than the 89 machine. Good Enough's going to cross start finish, put us just past halfway here at Phoenix Raceway. We're going to step aside, get a side-by-side break out of the way, and we'll be back after this.
I met Marcos Garza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Let's tell me about your car real quick.
Back at Phoenix Raceway, caution on the speedway yet again for Darby Marriott having some trouble. Take a quick look at it here. Happened during the break. Was running pretty slow for a moment. Oh, just didn't see him. The 81 gets into him. Now I want to know why he was running so slow. Let's go back a little further here, see if we can pinpoint this. Might have had an alternate issue. I know he had some damage already. Let's see it. A little loose. I don't know if he just lost a tire. There was a puff of smoke. Oh, the 81 just does not see him. So that was John Osborne. I want to get a look at this too. Pit stop's underway. I'll follow up on that in a minute. I want to see a better look at this. We'll go full speed on board. Just at the last second, he tried to turn out of the way, but just couldn't do it fast enough. That's going to be day done for the 81 of Osborne as well, it looks like. So working caution number 2 tonight. Those that were trying to go on a 2-stop strategy this evening, this is becoming much easier to make that happen. It's Jeremiah Burke now with the race lead after pit stops. Craig Goodenough will be second. Dylan Bryant, Larry Dickerson, Dustin Eaton will be the top 5. Pit reporters following up with Darby Marriott about the incident. It says, I'm sorry to whoever hit me there. Engine blew and there was no opportunity for me to move down. Stuck at the bottom and tried to call it out. It's tough there for the 81. There's no way he could have done anything with it. I think it was the 47 pulled hard left. Unless he's just running off the 47, that's his only opportunity. If he copies that move, he might miss it. But he reacted to what he saw at the windshield, and unfortunately it was just too late. So Tim Pope is in the pits. This may be a second stop here for the 7. Let's see, he still has some nose damage on that machine, but he's going to get out of there just before base truck puts him a lap down. So he's back at it. Hopefully he's got some improvements made to that machine as far as the damage he's had to fix. See, the front end caved in pretty good. This is the fear that you have, though. The 42 had some damage from a previous incident. And then that puff of smoke we saw, that was the engine expiring. You wouldn't think that's a lot of damage, but if you're restricting airflow into the engine, if you can't keep the water temp cool, if you can't keep the oil cool, that's when you tend to expire an engine. So Tim Pope's got to be careful, not just because he's losing track position, but he doesn't want to lose this engine. If he does, his night's over, championship out the window. So Pope shown in the 22nd position.
Green flag.
Green flag in the air. Burke and Goodenough coming up to speed. Burke on the jump. So Pope was able to stay on the lead lap. Burke drops down to the bottom of the racetrack. Don't know if he's got a problem. Goodenough takes the top spot, but Burke way off the pace. Shedding positions like crazy. Was this a restart violation? They're 4 wide, though. Burke cuts it down to the bottom of the racetrack. He stays out. Burke is just free falling through the field. I'm not sure what happened there on the start, the restart that is. My only thought is maybe he fired early. Let's see if we can go back and look at it. I don't know if it's going to tell us much, but we'll give it a try. So watch the 53. I don't know. It looks good to me. I mean, he clears the restart zone before he even fires. I think he waited on the flag to fly, so I don't know. Hopefully we get some information. Race control, if you can hear us, maybe you got some insight on this, I don't know. Meanwhile, Goodenough out in front, though, and back to his old ways, putting some distance between himself and everybody else. Goodenough enjoying about an 0.8 of a second plus lead over championship contender Dylan Bryant and Larry Dickerson. They run second and third. Kelly Cool in a battle with the 28 of Rincon. They run side by side. This is a battle for the 12th position. Rincon gets clear of Kelly Cool. Cool looking back to take it on the bottom. Little crossover here. Going to try going to the whip again. For those of you who are looking for Albert Anderson here tonight, decided against running this evening, just simply on the fact he's got an early day tomorrow. He's got to get on the road and travel for a few hours. Wanted to be sure to be well rested. That's important. But Albert, we miss you, buddy. See you in a couple weeks. I tell you, Kelly Cool has not given up the fight here. George Rincon doing all he can on the outside to try and take that spot. He was clear not long ago, but Cool dropped it back to the bottom and going to the whip again. But meanwhile, the 29 of Dave Mayberry has become a part of this battle as well. Mayberry looking to the inside, going to make it 3 wide, maybe. Nope, Cool's going to slam the door on that scenario. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen again. Mayberry right there to the back bumper of the 01. The 123 of John Gallagher also be coming into this mix. Kelly Cool wins the battle. Kelly back up into 12th now as clears Rincon, but Mayberry's going to try and do the same. Rincon's going to lose a couple of spots, maybe 3 here as the 123 to the inside. Gallagher going to take the spot as well. Meanwhile, you Tim Pope fans out there, making some progress. He restarted in the 22nd spot. Now he's up to 19th. I know it's not where you want him to be, but at least he's not falling backwards anymore. I'm sure he'd be happy to see another caution come out here and get some more work done to that truck. Get it a little bit quicker. Kevin Hoverick always says you can't drive a slow car fast. I'm sure the same applies to the truck. Pope's got the skills, but if the truck doesn't want to cooperate, it's not going to make much difference. 10th place machine at Greg Klein. 2 Navy trucks in the frame. It's Klein and Kyle Vaught. Want to give a call to Mike Adamson. Having a really strong run here tonight. Started 24th, up to the 7th position. This is not based on strategies. If you look down the line, not that you can see it, but last pit stop for these guys, lap 84, not that long ago. So they're all on equal footing. All took tires, all took fuel. Adamson's just working his way through, having a strong run here tonight in that number 88 machine. Back out front, Craig Goodenough still with the race lead. He's more than good enough right now. 1.1 seconds over Dylan Bryant, Larry Dickerson, Trevor Robertson, and Dustin Eaton. That's the top 5. Last time by, though, looks like Bryant starting to reel in Goodenough just a bit. Picked up some time there. Last lap for Dylan Bryant actually equaled Craig Goodenough at 28:01 for both drivers. I don't know if there was a mistake out of the 89 or not, but this time it's a 27:96 to Dylan Bryant's 28:02. So Bryant's pretty close to the lap time, just not quite the same. May have something to do with some dirty air. But Bryant enjoying a 1 second plus advantage over his closest championship competitor. That's the 69 Larry Dickerson. Honestly, if I'm Dylan Bryant, I'm in the position, effectively in my brain, if I'm in the truck of the 51, I got to tell myself I'm leading this race. Now, I know that's hard as a race driver. You want to actually go out and win the race, but talk about winning battles or wars. In this case, he wants to win the war, and that would be the title. He's in position to do that, doesn't need to push the issue, doesn't want to burn up his stuff trying to chase down Goodenough when he doesn't have to. Certainly takes a lot of discipline to do that. Hopefully he can maintain that discipline all the way to the end as we're in the final third of this race. Change of position here. Mike Adamson battling on Andrew Coffin. Adamson in the 88. He's working the high side. Coffin in the 10. The 085 of Greg Dobson, he's in 25th, not on the lead lap right now, so he's not for position there. Looks like Adamson has completed the pass on Andrew Coffin. Oh, one truck out of shape behind. Who was that? Was that Kelly Cool? It was. Bit of a moment off turn number 2. Truck stepped out. Gathered it back up, maintains the 12th position ahead of Dave Mayberry in 13th. And the 6 of Robertson on pit lane. All goes well. This would be the final stop of the night for the 6 of Robertson. He's going to come down early, try to gain some positions with the fresher tires. About a second and a half of fall off from new to old, at least at this point of the race. If he can get out there and bolt on some fresh Goodyears, he might be able to reel some of these guys in, make up some time through the pit cycle. Trevor Robertson in for 4 tires and fuel, or will he gamble and go right sides only? Nope, gonna be 4 tires. Pit stop in the books. Real fast stop too. 14.42 seconds for Trevor Robertson. He is down and away, back in action. So we watch the race leader of Craig Goodenough. When does he pull down? When does he make that final pit stop? It's a very crucial decision, but it's also kind of like playing poker. You got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. Do you stay out, wait for the caution so you can pit under yellow, or do you come in and pit, lose a lap, and then the yellow comes out and your day goes goodbye? It's a nerve-wracking moment for the crew chiefs, the spotters, the drivers, you name it. Goodenough across the stripe again, still maintaining a just under a second and a half advantage over second place Dylan Bryant. Few drivers have come down to pit. Most of them, in fact all of them right now, not on the lead lap. Tim Pope though, running in 18th, last truck on the lead lap. Goodenough down the back straightaway here. Everyone just trying to guess when will he make that trip to pit lane. Not this time. He's going to go back, cross start finish, put lap 118 back on the board. Dylan Bryant still a second and a half back. That deficit's stabilized a bit here. Bryant still running laps within half a tenth of the race leader. So far, only 2 trucks out of the race at this stage of the game. 30 trucks remain on track, 18 of them on the lead lap. Robertson, after his pit stop, is into the top 5, now a lap down as Dustin Eaton's going to hit pit road. Craig Goodenough starting to stretch his lead out some more as he's into some lap trucks. Bryant and Dickerson still second and third, but again, final pit stop still needing to occur. .30 laps to go. We'll cross the stripe. It'll be 29 to go. just got to wonder if that's what's going through the mind of Craig Goodenough right now is, do I just run this all the way until I don't have a choice but to pit? Or do I wait for the caution first? I mean, he's got a pretty healthy lead right now over second. He's been the truck to beat most of the night. Of course, Tim Pope was very fast early on. Some bad luck in that first caution for the 7. I won't count him out just yet because he is still on the lead lap. Got more trucks pitting here as Player, Gaines, Klein, Kyle Vaught, Andrew Cawthon, Mike Adamson all hit pit road. Watching the 89 work through some of this traffic, these guys have made a pit stop, so they're out there on fresh tires. That's why they're able to blast by the race leader as easily as they're making it look. Goodenough doing a nice job letting them work their way through without costing himself too much time. He did lose a little bit there. It's down to about 1.2, 1.1. Still a pretty healthy advantage over second place Dylan Bryan. David Fight on pit road, Kelly Cool, Dave Mayberry. And Tim Pope finds himself back into the top 10 in P8, so he's back in the mix. But just as everybody else, I believe they're all going to need to make one more stop. 25 to go now. And there it is. Goodenough pulls down to the apron of the racetrack. He's going to come to pit lane for the final time today. And there he is. A little loose on entry. Bryant and Dickerson both stay out. It's the old adage, if you follow the leader, you're going to follow the leader, so they don't come down pit lane with Goodenough. They're going to wait and see what happens. Of course, if the caution comes out, it would all but eliminate Craig Goodenough, depending on when it comes out. Goodenough going to bring that Bass Pro Shops Club Tracker Boats ATV machine into his pit stall. And the caution comes out. Just as Dylan Bryant and Larry Dickerson, they're on pit road, so this could be a free stop, or do they skip it, stay out? Do they have enough fuel to run under yellow? This could change things dramatically. Looks like Dave Mayberry had the issue out on track. Mayberry's still running. Bryant's going to change the tires. This coming out with 23 laps to go. Certainly throws a curveball into the mix. Tim Pope had not pit yet, so he's going to get an opportunity to make his pit stop under the yellow flag, I believe. Yes, he's still out of the racetrack. Tim Pope not out of this thing yet. Pit road open right away. These guys are going to come down and pit. Curtis, Gallagher, Wittenberg, Rincon, and Tim Pope now. Let's keep a close eye on Pope here. What does he do? Does he wait and get more repairs made, or does he just throw caution to the wind? If he feels comfortable with how the truck's handling, he may just get back out into the mix. There's a lot of laps to go, though, so I don't know. He might get some repairs made. Just have to keep an eye on it. And we'll do just that. Pope inherits the top spot right now as he's in pit lane. I bet you even him didn't expect to see that before this one was over. So there Pope sits. Right side tires, crew drops the jack, goes around to the left. 4 tires, fuel. Just enough to get to the end. And will he stay? He's going to stay. He's going to get some pit repairs made. Try to get that truck a little bit quicker in the wind. Meanwhile, we talked about Robertson making that early pit stop. Well, it's earned him the race lead. So fortunes have changed for a lot of drivers through this caution. Tim Pope being one of them, getting the opportunity to make that truck a little bit faster than it was. Maybe not as fast as it was. Pope finishes up, leaves pit lane. It's another 30 seconds of repairs made. I don't know if that's going to be quite enough. Let's see how the truck looks. Visually, not a whole lot better. But he's going to give it another go here. I tell you, if anybody can pull this off, it's going to be Tim Pope. A little bit more done there on the 7. Tell you, it doesn't look a whole lot better, but I imagine maybe it is. Can't be worse. So it looks like we're getting doubled back up here. Yes, indeed. We are on the 1 to go. Truck lights are off on the pace truck. There it is, pace car hitting pit road. We'll get the restart with 19 laps to go. Robertson and Dylan Bryant on the front row. Bryant's got much newer tires. No, they wave it off. They're going to go one more lap, trying to get everybody fixed here where they need to be. Tim Pope wasn't caught up to the field yet. There's another reason. Looks like the majority of the field hadn't finished their wave around. This is kind of the same situation we had in that first caution. A lot of drivers caught out during that yellow. So race control just trying to get everything correct. So we'll try it again. Pace truck lights are out on the 1 to go. We'll get the restart with 18 laps remaining. Pace truck hits pit lane. And Dylan Bryant to the outside of Trevor Robertson. Green flag back in the air. 18 laps to go from Phoenix Raceway to decide a champion. Robertson jumps down to the bottom. Larry Dickerson applying the pressure. He's got fresher tires too. Looking up the middle. Going to go 3 wide? No, not just yet. Oh, Dylan Bryant in the wall off turn number 2. Robertson still leads Dickerson to the inside. This the battle for second place, but the top spot in the championship for Bryant loose. Just barely misses Dickerson, but we got trouble.
Caution's out.
Caution on the speedway. Kelly cool in the wall. Dylan Bryant got out of shape big time. Just barely misses the 69 of Larry Dickerson. Adam Turner says, release my comments from the jail. I don't see any comments that didn't make it out. Killing me, Adam. All right, well, let's go look and see what happened here. Dylan Bryant, trouble coming back around. Let's see what happened here. He's in good position here, battling. All right, so we'll go into the blimp here. Look at the 51 truck, the Man of Steel machine to the outside of the 69 of Larry Dickerson. He gets a little bit higher in the groove than he wants to be. Truck starts to step out. May have got on the power a tick too soon, and I think he might have got a small piece of Larry Dickerson. Bounces off Craig Goodenough and goes up the racetrack, collects the 43 of John Curtis, and then we got a big melee on our hands. Bryant perpendicular here in the dog leg. Everyone's going to scatter to the bottom of the racetrack. Some may go high now. So Bryant's opportunity for a championship might have just slipped away. It puts Dickerson in the catbird seat in second, but Tim Pope up into the 5th spot. His day not done. Adam says, I made a post, but it was banned. Great broadcast. It might have been automatically banned because I didn't ban anything. I do ask that you guys keep it PG in the chat, but I don't see anything bad at all. Alan says, Adam doesn't always tell the truth. Well, that could be, but I don't know. So I won't judge. Brett Arnell says, getting spicy here at the end. It's getting interesting. That's for sure. These championship races in this format, man, they always do. Adam Turner again saying, great race. HBR TV looking good tonight. Great broadcast. I think that's from Don. I appreciate it, guys. I really do. But you look at that, the 6 of Robertson still out in front. Managed to hang on to that top spot on those older tires. He made his pit stop at lap 111. Everybody else behind, it's about 15 laps later. They banned a flat earth comment? Come on. I mean, I don't know what it was, but I don't know why they would do that. It is what it is. All right, well, as you can see, the pace car or pace truck lights have gone out. That means one thing, we're on the 1 to go. As Field gets back into turn 1, getting doubled up. Restart coming with 12 laps remaining. Been a pretty solid race here tonight. Pretty clean, too. It's only our 4th caution of the night. Jack Dixon, that's funny. Race car spelled backwards is still race car, but race car upside down is expensive. Accurate. All right, back to the action. Pace truck is in. Field doubled up, ready to go. 12 laps remaining. Do we get it done? Dickerson on the front row, looking for a win and a championship. He jumps early, though. I don't know if that's an early jump or not. We talked about this earlier, how drivers just want to win. Might have got a little overzealous. We'll see what happens. Dickerson out in front. Good enough now. Second, putting on the pressure. Battle behind in the second spot. Good enough and Robertson. Good enough's going to run on the outside. And here comes Timothy Pope. Pope up to the 4th spot. 11 laps to go. Making a look to the inside on the 6 for 3rd. Oh, real loose. Almost loses the truck. Has to hang on to it. Larry Dickerson still out in front. Craig Goodenough trailing in second. And Robertson third. Pope trying to get all he can. See if he can muster enough to get up to Dickerson. Robertson just about an inch off the wall out of turn number 2. Pope back to the inside, dives it to the bottom into 3. May have him clear, and he does. Tim Pope into the top 3 yet again here late at Phoenix with 9 to go. Trucks get harder and harder to pass the closer you get to the front of the field, and that's evident. But Tim Pope hasn't given up. He's battled back into the top 3 here late with coming to 8 to go at Phoenix. Championship on the line. Dickerson out in front, and Pope gets the wall off of 4, but he keeps his foot in it. And the caution is out. Kelly Cool in trouble. Oh boy, oh boy. And we're going to be set up for another restart. Let's see what happened here to the 01. Did he have help? Cool up the track. Just loses the back end. Locks it down, but gets the inside pit wall just the nose. So taking a look at Tim Pope again. Still some pretty significant nose damage on that 7. That's really what's hurt him all race long. He was dominant in the first 50 laps of this. Sustained that damage during the caution. Not sure if there was just a big checkup that he wasn't able to avoid, but nevertheless, it really hurt the truck. He dropped way back in the pack down to, I believe, 22nd. He's been trying to fix this thing every caution, every chance, every opportunity tonight. Might have gotten it close. Forget might. He's got it close. He's up in that top 3 and doing everything he can to get up there and challenge these guys. I don't see him going to make a pit stop here this late because there's too many trucks still on the lead lap. I don't think he'd have enough time to work his way back through. It might just be as good as it's going to get here for the 7 of Pope, but don't count him out. Alan English in the chat says it. He's got alien talent, and that's for sure. Says he's going to win this. I don't know if I'd bet against it. Be an impressive drive for sure. Be a comeback I'd liken to the, well, ironically, the 7 of Justin Allgaier this past Saturday. The difference there is Allgaier shot himself in the foot not once but twice, maybe almost 3 times, and still managed to bring it back and win that title. We'll see if Tim Pope in his number 7 can do the same tonight. Now remember, as we all know, cautions breed cautions. So that's always something to be concerned with. We do have an attempt at 1 green-white checkered if we need it, but only 1. Lights on a pace truck are still on, so we're going to go 1 more time at least before we take the 1 to go. My guess here is we're going to get the restart. It'll be 3 laps to go, so it'll be a green-white checker, which doesn't count towards our single allotment. We got Joe Canella says, got my money on Larry. Oh, Larry. Larry Dickerson out in front, leading this race, trying to pick them both up, the win and the title. But man, he's got some hefty challengers behind him. Craig Goodenough, who was dominant in the midsection of this race, running away with it. Tim Pope, who was dominant in the first stage of this race, running away with it. Difference is Craig Goodenough, he's got a solid truck still. Tim Pope, it's better, but not perfect. But again, I still wouldn't count him out. You put him within a truck length of a championship, no matter what he's driving, he's got a shot. Base truck is in. Dickerson going to control the restart here. Again, we got to work the back straightaway before we get there. Pit entry is way out of turn 2.
Green flag.
Green is back in the air. Pope tries to jump, gets into the back of Dickerson, coming to the stripe. 3 laps to go. Good enough working to the outside. Pope gets a great jump, though. He's to the inside of good enough as well. This could work better for Larry Dickerson, but if Pope gets clear and good enough, it could be bad news for Dickerson. We'll see. Down the back straightaway yet again, side by side for the second spot. Good enough and Pope. Enough gets clear of Pope, and Pope back to the whip, goes to the inside, trying to take that position away yet again. Time running out, though. Less than 2 laps to go. They're in turn 3. Dickerson with the lead. Good enough second. Pope third. Final lap. White flag in the air. Larry Dickerson just one more lap around Phoenix, and he'll have a win and a championship. Dickerson comfortable down the back straightaway. Couple of tenths back to good enough. What does good enough have? Does he have anything left? Drives it deep into turn 3. Gets to the inside. Not going to be enough. Dickerson with the lead off turn number 4. Checkered flag waves. Dickerson wins the race and the title. Craig Goodenough finishes second in a miraculous comeback for Tim Pope. Brings it home in P3. But Dickerson takes the victory and the championship. Wow. Talk about late race drama. That was cool. Dickerson parks it here at start-finish. Will we see a smoke show? And I gotta say, that 69 machine of Larry Dickerson just parked there. It looks clean. Good sign of a champion. Dickerson still sits here at start-finish. Don't know if we're going to see any donuts here, but we're going to step out and get a break out of the way. We'll have our top 3 in the booth after this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I met Marco Scarza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Back at Phoenix Raceway, the championship round in the books of the Vigilante Racing League. Larry Dickerson from the 16th starting position drives it to victory, caps off the night with a title and another race win. We're going to pull the driver of the 69 machine up into the broadcast booth, get a word with not just our race winner, but our champion, Larry Dickerson. It's Steve in the booth. You got us?
I feel loud and clear, man.
Congratulations, bud. You are the champion. How does it feel?
I have no words right now. I'm speechless for once in my life. I never wanted something so bad today. I just wish that wreck didn't happen with me and my teammate Dylan. He said when he accidentally got it up too high and he got the back end snapped on him and it got him sideways. I wish we could have battled it out. He had a hell of a season. I just wish he didn't have that misfortune when he got up in the marbles.
You know, we saw it here live as it happened, and again, we watched it as well. He did just inch up out of the groove just ever so slightly. It looked paper-thin margins between you two making contact once he started to come around. Did he get into you at all after that, or was it just that close?
Now, he never touched me, I don't think, but I did get a 4X because he was very close to when he got sideways, right hooking me into the wall and getting us both. And, yeah, it like I said, I heard him on that restart. We went off turn 2, and he got high, and I heard him scraping the wall, even though I couldn't see him. And so I moved down the track to give him room, and we went in turn 3 right there. Because I had such a low arc when I've been running the whole race, it screwed me up and pushed the truck up, and pushed it up tight real bad. And like I told him, I had the steering wheel turned all the way to the left to make sure I didn't hit him. And that's the first thing I asked him when the car. I was like, "Please tell me I did not hit you." And he said he looked at the replay, and he said I never touched him. He just got really loose.
Well, always good in the end. I'm sure Dylan's kind of gutted that it ended the way that it did, but at the same token, probably happy for the teammate taking the championship and the race win here tonight.
Yeah, like I said, I hate that. Honestly, he was better than me tonight. I could hang with him, but it's so hard to pass this track on the bottom. It's pretty much impossible. So unless he slipped up, I was not going to be able to get to his outside and get by him. And he don't make mistakes. And the one mistake that he had tonight, I'm going to have to put on myself. I didn't mean to do that.
Well, with all that said, you hold off a hard-charging Craig Goodenough there at the end. He drove it in real deep into turn 3 on that final lap, probably trying to loosen you up the racetrack. Wasn't able to get into you, though. What's it like trying to hold off a hard charger like the 89 there on the final lap for a win and a title?
It is very stressful. I can promise you, they say in real life, even I say in real life when I race, you look in your rear view more than you do your windshield. And that's 100% true, and also what didn't help is I didn't know how far he was going to be able to drive it in because the last half of the race, my internet has been messing up. So I was just praying to God I didn't lose connection and lose the championship that way. And I saw him drive it in. I was more worried about, honestly, Tim on the restart because I knew he was going to hang back. And I just had to time it right to where if he got to my bumper and gave me a bump, it would make him lose all his momentum and he wouldn't be able to get a run on me.
Well, you held off two of the best in the business here to take this win and the title. Larry Dickerson, congratulations. You are the champion. Who do you want to shout out to before I let you go?
First off, Lori and Alan for what they do for this league. Especially Lori. Alan, congratulations on your season, buddy. Wish you could. I know that's something. I gotta go look at the replay of the race. I know something happened there in one of the cautions, kind of hurt him and Tim. They had Tim and Pope. Congratulations on making the Final Four. And like I said, Lori for everything she does for this league and being a big supporter of mine and believing in me and letting me race with these guys every week. Everybody who runs every week. This is the best group of iRacers, league iRacers out there, in my opinion. The league sponsors, my sponsors, D&D Graphics, JP Designs, who designed this I called a Screaming Eagle paint job. I got a new paint scheme for next season for my team. And so this is going to go into retirement, and what a way to send it off in retirement with a championship. Congrats. I want to say, also, I'm sorry, I'm trying to go, not hold you up. JP Designs.
Take your time, Larry. It's a championship, man. You got all the time you need.
D&D Graphics, and my teammate, Dylan, we're going to go get it again next season. I promise you, I'm pretty sure he has a 99.9% chance of making it back to the Final Four and winning his first championship. John, my new teammate who jumped on last week, and my wife for everything she puts up with my sometimes stupidity. Oh God, I'm so lost right now. My buddy at work tomorrow, Ted, you told me to do it. I did it. Larry Elliott showed out tonight. We did it, buddy. And also my last sponsor again, as I talked to you before, and everybody's heard me speak. Angelman Center Foundation. Anybody can go donate to that organization or any forms of autism, you'll be doing them people a wonderful cause. And you, man, best broadcaster in business. I said last night during your broadcast, you're already best broadcaster in business, man. Glad you got to cover it, and look forward to more races.
Well, Larry, thanks for the kind words, man. Again, congratulations on the title. I'll be traveling all next week, so I won't be here for the next one, but in a couple of weeks, we'll be back for the next season, man. Thanks for talking to us. Congrats, and good luck going forward, bud.
Appreciate it, and the Milk Dough will talk to y'all next time.
Sounds good, Larry. Larry Dickerson, your champion and race winner here at Phoenix Raceway. Next, we're going to talk to the driver of the number 89 machine, Craig Goodenough. Strong run here tonight. Put it on the front row. Led so much of laps. Was real dominant here in the midsection of the race, but finishes in the second spot. Craig, it's Steve with HBR TV. You got us? Craig, Steve with HBR TV. You got us? Craig, are you there? All right, we got to figure it out here. Craig, back in the broadcast booth here. Second place finish. You dominated this race in the midsection of it. One short here at the finish. What was the difference in this race win versus the second place that you took home here tonight?
I think on one of those last restarts, we got a little mixed up in 3 and 4, and I think it was, can't remember which truck, kind of got up in the marbles, slid down and took out the right front of the truck a little bit, got a little damage on the wheel, cocked the wheel just a little bit, took some of the speed out of it, but it kind of put me at a little bit of a disadvantage after those other restarts trying to fire off.
Had a ton of pace, as we said, in the midsection of the race. Going away with it, had, I think, as much as a 3 or 4 second advantage over second place. Then we got the Brasher cautions through the whole thing. Tim Pope comes back up into the mix. You guys battled pretty hard there in the final closing laps. Did that play a factor in not being able to reel in Larry Dickerson?
Yeah, that helped a little bit. I wanted to be respectful, of course, because I'm not in the championship 4, right? So I wanted to make sure I was giving him plenty of a lane and all that stuff so that I didn't squeeze him or get into him in any way. But I definitely didn't want to let second go.
Well, you had a good night. And from the few races that we've covered so far to your HBR TV, you've been fast out of the gate every time. I assume that's going to continue. Of course, I'm traveling next week, so I won't be able to cover that first race in the off-season and the next season. But 2 weeks we'll be back and running. How do you feel about your chances for picking up a win here in the coming races?
I feel like it's coming at some point. I just need to figure out the length of the race. I do good at the front half, and then things start to happen, and it starts changing things up. I just need to be able to adapt on the long run, I think.
Well, fair enough. Craig, again, congratulations. A solid run. Qualified P2, finished P2. Who do you want to thank before I let you go?
First and foremost, thank Lori and Jess for putting on the league. It's a great league, and you for broadcasting, because that always helps to get it out in front of our friends and family. So I want to thank them. My dad that watches all the time, Bruce, Rhett, the neighbor, everybody that watches, thanks. And then thanks to the wife for letting me do it. And lastly, thanks to Team Tang, Eaton, Player, and Hunt, they definitely help a bunch when practicing for these races.
All right, Craig. Thanks for talking to us, man. Strong run. Good luck at the next one.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Too. Greg Goodenough, your second place finisher here at Phoenix Raceway. We're going to talk to Tim Pope, but I don't know if he had to run, but he is no longer available. But a strong run for Tim Pope here tonight. Probably gutted. I think he had the truck to beat out of the gate. He was very fast, of course. Put it on pole position by a pretty significant margin. Led the first 50 laps without really any contention to speak of, and then had a problem during the caution. Got the truck fixed, came back, drove it back up into the top 5 and eventual top 3. Battled hard there with Craig Goodenough at the end. Just didn't quite have enough in the truck, I think, to pass him and then reel in Larry Dickerson. Finish his third. A strong run, nevertheless, but I'm sure he's shaking his head about it. Can't say that I blame him. With that, let's take a look at our race results. Of course, we talked to at least our top 2 drivers at this point. Larry Dickerson wins it. Craig Goodenough was second. Tim Pope finishes third. Ricky Wittenberg finished in the 4th spot. John Gallagher was 5th. 6th was George Rincone. 7th place finisher was Jason Gaines. 8th place goes to Andrew Player. Greg Klein was 9th. Jeremiah Burke finishes out in the 10th spot. 11th was Mike Adamson. 12th, Andrew Cawthon. 13th, Trevor Robertson. Kyle Vaught was 14th. Greg Dobson, 15th. 16th finisher was Kevin Hunt. David Feit was 17th. 18th went to Alan Vaught. Dylan Bryant, tough break for him late. He finishes 19th. Kelly Cool, 20th. Dave Mayberry, 21st. Jacob Young, 22nd. 23rd, Sean McDonald. Mike Everidge was 24th. Chandler Paul, 25th. Scott Roney, 26th. 27th was John Curtis. Russ Kilgore, 28th. Justin Eaton, 29th. 30th was John McAdam. 31st was John Osborne. 32nd, Darby Marioff, and Lori Vaught credited with 33rd, but she was race control here tonight, so not classified officially in the final standings. But that's going to do it for us here at the championship race in the VRL Racing League here in Phoenix Raceway. Wrapping it up. Again, these guys don't really take any breaks. They're going to be right back at it next week. I'm traveling, so I'm not going to be able to cover it, but 2 weeks from now, we'll be back covering the races without really any delay. So make sure you stay tuned for that. If you haven't already subscribed or followed or liked, make sure you do that. youtube.com/@HBRTV and the number 1. Those likes are free, and they help us quite a bit. So please go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Obviously, if you liked what you saw here tonight, production-wise, your driver may not have won, but that's not our fault. Help us out. Hit that like button. We do appreciate it. It's going to wrap it up for us here at Phoenix Raceway. Thank you guys all for tuning in. It was a great race. Got exciting there at the end, but that's it. We'll see you at the next one. Thanks for watching.